What happens when a young school-age child votes for Trump in a mock election? You'll find out how Mama went batshit crazy in Bo Leo's batshit crazy corner. And Hotels.com and the 5th season in Amarillo. How could you screw the pooch the way you did? I'm going to tell you all about it. Heat Sinks Live starts right now.
This is Heat Sinks Live with Boleo.
Lucky me, I live in Lubbock. I'm Boleo, and welcome to Heat Sinks for this Saturday. Okay, I realize I screwed up and said it was live. No, it's not. And I know the lady also said it was live. No, it's not. I'm sorry. We did pre-recorded because it's easier for me to maintain a flow. Plus, it gives you a chance to go back and watch it when it's good for you and not just, at a certain time. This week, I tell you what, the batshit crazy continues with a mother and the way she handles her child over a mock school election. And also, we are going to, I've really been holding off on this, but I'm going to do I'm kind of pissed off at Hotels.com and Amarillo's 5th season in for just being not only deceptive, but providing a really nasty hotel experience. But let's start off with this story. Okay, so this week in Boleo's batshit crazy corner, and I'm going to have to keep looking at my notes because this story absolutely just infuriates me. I'm fixing to show you a video that was taken, I guess in the last couple of days, where a woman threatens to disown her son and kick him out of the house for voting for Donald Trump in a mock school election. And what you're going to see is pretty rough, but I'm going to let you see it in its entirety, and then I've got some things to say about this one.
Since you voted for Donald Trump, you can get your shit and get out. The suitcase is packed by the door. Yeah, been packed it since this morning. Bye. Matter of fact, and get your sign so when the people see you outside, they know why you're standing out there. Here you go. Now, here. Take your sign. Get up. Come on here. Come on. Everyone, come on here. Let's go. Come on. Take your sign. Bye. Let's go. You want to vote for him? I'm going to show you. Come on.
Okay.
Move.
Okay.
Let's go. Here's your suitcase. Bye.
I'm gonna save it.
Get your suitcase.
No.
Edward, get your suitcase and get out. Bye.
No.
Go.
No.
We don't do Donald Trump here. Get your suitcase.
Okay.
Get out.
No.
Get out. Here you go.
No.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Donald Trump lover.
I got school tomorrow.
You got school tomorrow. You should have thought about that.
Okay.
Bye. This where you gonna be at from now on. Yes. Why did you vote for him at school? Why did you vote for him at school?
Mad?
Why did you vote for him at school?
My sister. No, because she on TV a lot.
Because you see him on TV a lot.
Yeah.
Boy, bye. Anyways, yep, you see him on TV. Well, I hope you find another TV to see him on, because this is going to be your new home. You can't come back here. Bye.
No, Mama.
No. He voted for Donald Trump. No. Bye. Bye. You can go be with the Donald Trump lover. Bye.
Okay, what the fuck was that? I never said this was a family-friendly show. What the fuck was that? Okay, So you're going to tell me that an elementary aged child who voted in a fake mock election in an elementary school deserves to be abused like that? Because that's what this was. This was abuse. This was blatant child abuse. There's no other way to put it, folks. This was child abuse. This kid has now been scarred. And the kid admits the only reason he voted for him because he's seen him on TV. Well, okay, that's a good point. But the thing is, this kid is not coherent enough yet to understand about politics, about how the system works, about what makes a good candidate or a bad candidate. This kid voted based surely on that. I mean, if you had put up the election was between SpongeBob SquarePants and Dora the Explorer, you know, no big deal. But they used two real candidates, and you know, kids are gonna do something like that based on just what they see. They don't necessarily understand that, hey, Hillary was lying on her emails and Donald Trump grabs women by the pussy. You know, kids don't necessarily get that, especially at that age. But this mother, she has now scarred this child for life, making him think that he is now homeless because of who he voted for in a mock election. Now, should the school have done this? Probably not. Not maybe with younger students. You know, if you got 5th, 6th, 7th grade, okay, fine, dandy. Junior high, high school, that's fine. But this kid couldn't have been but maybe in the 3rd or 4th grade. And there's not much known about this video other than it has blown up all over social media. And I just have this feeling that this woman doesn't even know what kind of damage she's done. And I hope somebody finds her. And I have a feeling that you're going to get a, no. Ma'am, we're with CPS. We're here to take your children. What she did, there was no excuse for it at all. And then to sit there, and she's cussing at the child too. And then tells the youngest son, hey, you can go out there with the Donald Trump lover. This has got to be the biggest batshit crazy example of bad parenting. This woman, somebody just, I mean, if I saw her, I would just love to just take and just slap her for that. Of course, she's not in Lubbock, so I'll never get the opportunity to do that. And I'm not saying that if anybody ever finds out who this woman is, go out and be violent. No, but I would just like to slap some sense into her. She has damaged this little boy for life now. We don't know what's going to come of him because of this. It'll either make him a much stronger person, or it's going to make him another one of these lovely SJWs that we're seeing all over the place. So I want to know what your thoughts on this video are. Be sure to leave a comment down below, because I would love to say so many things, but you know, we have to stay advertiser friendly on YouTube. And quite frankly, I just wanted the world to know, though, that this woman is a complete and total bitch, and should be strung up by her heels for treating that little boy that way. There's absolutely there was no need for any of that. Now let's go on to something much more positive. Okay, so several weeks ago, as most of y'all know, I was involved in the technical production of the Haunted Broadcast in Amarillo. Had a great time up there. I stayed up there for 3 days. I got to meet a lot of really great people that I hadn't met before. Got to hang out with some old friends, and we had a good time. But it's amazing how something as simple as a hotel room can completely destroy that good time. And this was a rough weekend because there was a WT-A&M football game the weekend that I was going to be in Amarillo. So hotel rooms were not necessarily hard to come by, but decent ones were. And I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to stay in the little no-tell motels, you know, out on the outskirts of town if I can help it. You know, I had the option of just driving back and forth to Lubbock every day, which was not an option, I promise you that. But I decided to book my hotel through Hotels.com. Now, everything I'm fixing to say is strictly my opinion, and I would welcome Hotels.com to refute anything I'm saying. They're not going to do that, though. Hotels.com is a very non-consumer friendly company, and I'm going to show you why here in just a few minutes. I stayed at the Fifth Season Inn off of I-40 in Bell in Amarillo. And this place, I tell you what, I had decent hopes because just because you see, well, it only has a 2 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5 doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good or bad. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. But I'm going to sit here and kind of show you some of the lies that were told by Hotels.com and by the Fifth Season Inn. And I'm going to tell you what they didn't do to help me. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Hotels.com page for the Fifth Season Inn at 6801 West I-40 in Amarillo. This is the very first picture you see when it comes up, and you see a very modern room, a very nicely decorated room. Looks like everything's painted nicely. The furniture is very, fairly nice and new. The beds are nice and new. So, okay, so far so good. Of course, what I should have paid more attention to would have been the 2.9 out of 5, including such things as vibe is not too good, room needs to be decorated, and could use a good cleaning. So just by looking at that picture, you're thinking, there's no way possible that's the case. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what they have to offer in their amenities, including such things as free continental breakfast, yum, yum, an indoor pool, coffee, tea in a common area. Okay, first of all, the continental, I'm sorry, free Wi-Fi and free parking. Okay, the parking was definitely free. Wi-Fi, what the hell was that? I only got Wi-Fi for maybe a total of 10 minutes over the 3 days I was in that hotel. And of course, you say something to the front desk and they look at you funny like, well, I'm sorry you can't pick it up in there, sir. Well, I couldn't. And most hotels even have the ability to just plug a hardwired cable in. They didn't even have that, so that was not even an option for me. Kind of sad. The continental breakfast was okay. I mean, it was breakfast, it was very basic, but it probably could have been a little better. The indoor pool that reeked of chlorine so bad, and I never saw anybody actually get in it, and I want to say that I actually saw a sign on one of the gates that said closed, so I don't know what was up with that. Coffee and tea in a common area. I never saw coffee and tea in a common area. I looked and I asked, and I was told they only did coffee at breakfast. So, oh boy, we're already off to a real rough start here. Continuing on, now's when I start nitpicking. Sleep, pillow top bed, premium bedding, and blackout drapes and curtains. Okay, the bed I was on, and if you take a look at that picture, that's the room I actually got. Still clean, but obviously very dated, but I'm going to tell you right now, that is not what my room looked like. It looked much worse than that. Pillow top bed. My bed was not a pillow top bed. Premium bedding? No. The sheets had a couple of cigarette burns in them. I would love to have taken a black light to that bed and those sheets. Blackout drapes and curtains. That's about the only thing you had going for it. Okay. Practical. Free local calls. Desk, ironing, and an ironing board on request. Okay. Free local calls. I'd like to know where the telephone was. There was no telephone in my room. So for them to say free local calls, well, obviously they're free because there's no phone to make them on. So I guess you just have to open the door and shout. Did have to request the iron and ironing board, which was kind of annoying because that should be something that's in a room automatically. Now let's go through the room details. Blackout drapes and curtains. Okay, yeah, that's about the only thing working. Designer toiletries. No, they weren't. These were the same generic, cheap, nasty soap and watery hair products that you get at, a low-quality motel. Free Wi-Fi. Once again, the Wi-Fi, I got to work one time for 10 minutes. I was stuck using my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot the entire time, and when I said something about it, they really didn't care. Or they told me to just take my laptop out in the lobby. Well, no. Hair dryer. There was no hair dryer in that room. And here, phone. There was no phone in the room either. Pillow top mattress and premium bedding. Once again, not in my room. Did have the private bathroom. Premium TV, don't know. I don't watch TV when I'm in a hotel room. I'll just pull up my computer. Okay, this real quick is some of the pictures that they had of the hotel and the facilities. I'm not too worried about the actual facilities. I'm more concerned about the room. But we're going to take a couple more at a glance things real quick, just so you can see it yourself. It has 125 rooms arranged over 3 floors, check-in at 3, check-out at 11. Of course, express in and out. Free Wi-Fi, and here we go again. Free Wi-Fi in public areas. Yeah, I could get the Wi-Fi to work in the lobby. Free Wi-Fi in rooms. Don't think so. Never could get it to work right. So here's a picture of the room that was supposed to be representative of mine. I did have a double queen room that they said was a non-smoking room, but I can tell you somebody had smoked in it. Just from this picture, and once again, this specific picture was not my room, because this room was a lot nicer than mine. You got nice things hanging on the wall. Now notice though, the pillow cases from the right and the left are totally different. So that automatically should be a real big sign of a problem. The furniture was very outdated, and if you actually look at the headboards, they're scratched up, or it looks like they're scratched up. So, but see, if my room had looked like this, I probably wouldn't be bitching and complaining about it. Okay, let's take another look at the room. This is actually a smaller picture. Hopefully it'll blow it up a little bit. Okay, this was, once again, not the room I was in, but stuff on the walls, as far as hanging, you know, their mirror, there's a picture, this little thing with the microwave and refrigerator, which I'll tell you right now, my room did have a microwave and a refrigerator, but it was a refrigerator or a mic on top of a refrigerator, not this cute little stand thing. So kind of got screwed on that one big time. Okay, this is another picture of what the room is supposed to look like. Once again, it looks a lot nicer than what I had obviously got. Now, these are supposedly their comfort rooms. These are the nice new redecorated rooms that I'm going to tell you right now, when I originally did my reservation, I didn't have the option of a standard or comfort room. It was just king room, queen room. And of course, it's funny that as soon as I say something, they change their website to reflect this. So, but as you see, real nice and clean. You know, nice decorations on the wall, more modern amenities. Here's another view of it. Looking real nice. You know, I mean, you can't complain, other than whoever put those pillows on the bed should really be ashamed of themselves, because they look like crap. But other than that, you know, real nice room. And here you go right here. Here's another view. Nice flat panel TV, a nice desk with a telephone that I didn't have. You know, nice chair. I mean, it looks very tasteful. And then, of course, you know, another view where you got a couple of funky looking lamps. You got a nice couch there. Now, notice above the picture, though, you can see the scars where they probably had something else hanging there once upon a time. But nice new carpet. So, and a ceiling fan. And you're just kind of sitting there going, well, this is nice. Yeah, well, that's not what I got, obviously. Okay, now I'm going to go and start showing you some pictures of the room I got. And I'm one of these people, I believe that you should nitpick when you stay in a hotel. If you're spending good money. Okay, so the room I was in was on the first floor, and it had 2 entrances. One, obviously, through the hotel, one through the back that you couldn't get in initially when you first checked in. So first of all, we've already got a light switch. It's hanging out of the wall. Well, that's or out of the door frame. Super dangerous. You can see the door frame's all scarred up. We're already off to a real ugly start here. There's a lamp. That's a sexy looking lamp. I always love shades on lamps that have been had holes punctured in them and whatever. It just shows they don't care. At least put that side to the back. Let's take a look at the carpet real quick. What the hell is that on the carpet? It looks like somebody's nasty gum that got embedded in 30-year-old carpet, because that carpet's old. It was disgusting. And I always like to do what I call the sock test, where you walk across the carpet and with a clean pair of white socks, and I'll tell you what, it didn't take but about 5 minutes for those socks to become just black on the bottom of them. Carpets hadn't been cleaned in years. Well, here we go. Ain't this cute? Nice big hole in the door going to the bathroom. Well, that's just sexy as hell. I wish they would put that on their amenities list, because it really impressed me. But oh wait, folks, it gets worse in the bathroom. Hey, looky there. We got weird black stains and marks on the wall. The little vent fan heater thing is obviously broken. No telling how long it's been like that. And you can just see the general disrepair and dirtiness of this. This is disgusting, and it's not reasonable for, somewhere that you're paying $49 a night. I mean, I know it's a cheaper hotel, but still. And let's take a look at the sink. This is where things get fun. You see a problem there? I know I do. The sink wasn't even mounted down correctly, or the faucet. And here's another view of it. It wasn't mounted down correctly. And then take a look behind it. The mirror is peeling up. What's that all about? If nothing else, cut the mirror down to size where you can eliminate where it's, flaked off at. That's kind of gross. And then these are my favorite two pictures here. This was that door that had been bashed in from the other side. As you can see, the door is actually peeling apart. The floor behind it is in disarray. This place was just absolutely just disgusting. I would never let anybody I remotely care about stay at a place like this.
What was going on at this hotel is that they claim they were in the middle of a renovation. This hotel was basically split into two parts. You had the newer section and the older section. The newer section looked a lot nicer. The older section looked like some 70s motel disaster from hell. A lot of the guests I noticed in the older section hotel, a lot of them were transient. People coming and going all hours of the day and night. I guess you would call them unsavory characters, to say the least. But here's my whole thing with this hotel, is that it was completely misrepresented by Hotels.com. I had looked at the room, went back to the front desk and said, hey, look, this is not what I agreed to, wanted. Well, we can upgrade you, sir, for an extra $20 a night. I was on a budget as it was, so for me to sit there and have to shell out an extra $60 and then not have any guarantees that even the comfort rooms, their nice new remodeled rooms, were going to be any better than this. I said earlier that I would really love to have taken a black light to this place. I would have. I was ashamed to stay there. And the funny thing is, after I made the reservation and had mentioned to somebody I was staying there, I got the oh boy comment, which should have been a big warning right then and there. But when, a lot of the hotel and motel rooms in Amarillo were occupied that weekend because of a football game in Canyon, well, what are you going to do? I kind of got stuck there. I tried talking to Hotels.com, and first of all, you do not get any U.S.-based support with Hotels.com. Every single one of their customer service reps and supervisors are based either in India or Bangladesh or the Philippines. They're somewhere on the other side of the world, and they don't care. Best they could offer me was, I think it was a $20 coupon, and I said, absolutely not, that's ridiculous. I asked for them to at least compensate me for half of the stay, because I did stay there. And I did try talking to my credit card company, Bank of America. That was a mistake. They pretty much told me I was out of luck. I would have to deal with it between the hotel and Hotels.com. I did, like I said, try talking to the hotel people about some of the problems, and they just didn't really seem to care. I was kind of put off to the side. Even when I checked out, they were more busy. The front desk clerk was either too busy on the phone, or she was too busy talking to who I assume was one of the maintenance guys. They just didn't care. The staff here didn't care. Hotels.com didn't care. And, I just want to make it clear to folks, hey, if you're going to use a disreputable site, in my opinion now, like Hotels.com, investigate it. If you know somebody that lives in the area that you're going to be staying in, ask them about that hotel before you ever stay there. Obviously, if it's a name brand hotel, you have certain expectations. I had problems with the Travel Lodge in Amarillo, and they resolved that very quickly. But I don't think that the management staff or the owners of the Fifth Season Inn give a damn, because they know they're going to make their money no matter what. And Hotels.com, you should be ashamed of yourself for blatantly allowing hotels to misrepresent themselves on your site, and then your company fails to do any form of due diligence. Will I use Hotels.com again? Absolutely not. Once again, I invite Hotels.com to refute everything I'm saying. They can't do it, and they won't do it. I think I'm entitled to half of my money back, and since the credit card won't give it to me, I don't expect y'all to. But that's fine. That just means I don't do business with y'all, and I warn others, be very, very cautious before you use that company. Hell, I would have had better luck on Priceline. I would have had better luck just finding something on my own and booking it than believing the lies that the Fifth Season Inn told Hotels.com, and then Hotels.com disseminated to the public. So, there you go. You get what you pay for. I've had some really bad hotel stories, haven't I? From the Days Inn in San Antonio during Fanfare last year to the Travelodge, which I will not talk about that one because that was just beyond anything that I ever want to discuss again. And then now on to the 5th season in Amarillo. I'm not the kind of person that's going to bitch and complain, but guys and gals, I can tell you right now, if you're paying good money for something, you should get what you pay for. All right, if you ever need to find me, you can find me on Facebook.com/DJBoLeo. Of course, you can also email me, bo@djboleo.com. Give me a call on the Google Voice line, 806-429-2088. Of course, you can go to my half-completed website, www.djboleo.com. And of course, you can also be one of my patrons on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/boleo, and for as little as $1 a month, you can help keep this show on the air. All right, that's all the time we got for this round of Heat Sinks. We'll see y'all sometime next week with a brand new video talking about who knows what. Have a good one.